When we able to be like that, as we connect with ourselves, we're really able to be. Be. You know what I said? Be. To be. You understand? A lot of time we're always thinking, doing, speaking, but we've lost how to be. And so we lost the connection with ourselves. When you learn how to be, really be at home with yourself, if you really learn to be, then that's the secret of contentment. Contentment comes. Really, contentment with oneself comes when you know how to be. Because normally what happens, we always, like we get bored, you know, we get bored, we always need entertainment, we need stimulation, we need all kinds of external inputs. Maybe we need company, we need friends. I mean, that's fine. But somehow, we don't know how to be with ourselves. We don't know how to be friends with ourselves. In fact, meditation is a way of being friends with ourselves. When you're able to connect with yourself, actually you can find your best friend in you. Who is better than you to understand you? If you can be in love with yourself, not in the kind of, not narcissist, what? Narcissistic, no, I don't mean that. If you're able to find the love in yourself, you can find the greatest nourishment, really. And you can just find, like you can just find contentment. Contentment. And you just, know how to be. In fact, the French philosopher Pascal, he said, all of men's difficulties, I mean also women, yeah, difficulty rises from his inability to sit quietly in a room by himself. You don't know how to be with yourself. That's, I think, one of the greatest, what we've lost. We don't know how to be with ourselves. And so therefore we become lonely. Actually we become lonely, why? Because we miss ourselves. We've lost touch with ourselves. It is when we really come into touch with ourselves, make friend ourselves, and love ourselves. It's very important to love ourselves. Not in a selfish way, not in a neurotic way, no, but in a genuine way. We deserve our love. As Buddha said, if you look all over the world, someone more worthy of your love than yourself, he said, you will not find another. If you look all over the world, someone more worthy of your love than yourself, you will not find another. You see, we deserve our love. We deserve to love ourselves in a healthy way. And Buddha further said, he who loves himself will not harm another. If you truly know how to love yourself, then you will not harm others. You notice sometimes from the movies you can see serial killers. Yeah, sometimes they don't love themselves. They have something about love. You understand? Sometimes neurotic thing with mother, some kind of this thing, something, and you're not complete because of the lack of that love. As you lack that love,
wenn es einen an dieser Liebe fehlt,
you lack a great part of yourself.
dann fehlt einem ein großer Teil in sich selbst.
And really, you miss that.
Und
And you long for that.
vermisst man.
You want to be united.
Man möchte vereint sein.
That's why always like we want someone to love us,
Und darum möchten wir es immer, dass uns
so that we can love ourselves.
so, dass wir uns selbst lieben.
It's like sometimes we find someone that inspires that love,
Finden wir auch jemanden, der diese Liebe in uns inspiriert.
and that's why sometimes we love that person, but actually in some ways that person is inspiring you
Inspiriert uns dieser Mensch dazu,
how to love yourself.
uns selbst zu lieben.
I think it's such as a very healthy love.
Und das ist eine ganz gesunde
In fact, if you really know how to love yourself in a genuine way,
versteht, auf echte Weise,
you can be also a very good partner,
kann man auch ein sehr guter Partner sein.
healthy partner
Ein gesunder Partner
in a love relationship.
in einer Liebesbeziehung.
Is that clear? Very important. Very much. Love is very important.
Liebe ist sehr,
Loving oneself.
sich selbst zu lieben.
And by loving oneself in a genuine way,
Wenn man sich selbst auf echte Weise
and then we can love others.
können wir andere lieben.
That's why sometimes we have a practice of loving kindness.
Darum gibt es auch die Praxis der liebenden Güte.
The practice of loving kindness, which is sometimes before compassion,
Und das wird manchmal vor dem Lieben
as a preliminary to
als eine Vorbereitung,
compassion, as a springboard to compassion,
ein Sprungbrett für das Liebesgefühl.
is practice of loving kindness. And often when we feel that you lack that love
Und wenn wir das Gefühl haben, dass es noch
in this practice,
in dieser Praxis
one is advised
wird einem oft der Rat gegeben,
to visualize,
dass wir visualisieren sollen,
go back in one's memory
in der eigenen Erinnerung zurückzugehen
at a time
zu einer Zeit,
when somebody really loved you.
in der uns jemand wirklich geliebt hat.
Tradition is the mother,
Traditionell spricht man von der Mutter.
but if mother is a problem for you,
Wenn ihr ein Problem mit eurer Mutter habt,
maybe grandfather
dann ist es vielleicht der Großvater,
or grandmother,
die Großmutter,
somebody who loved you.
jemand, der euch geliebt hat.
And when you think of that love,
Und wenn ihr an diese Liebe denkt,
you feel a lot of gratitude.
fühlt ihr sehr viel Dankbarkeit.
Your heart is filled with love.
Euer Herz fühlt sich,
You feel a sense of gratitude to that person.
ihr fühlt eine Dankbarkeit.
And then you return the love to the person. There's a to and fro of love.
Sozusagen die Liebe zu dem anderen wieder zurück
And that's like, it's giving and receiving.
zwischen euch. Es ist
Giving and receiving. And just when you begin to feel that, then you're just filled with love.
wenn ihr das spürt,
When you do with this one person who loved you,
macht, der euch
you know, this pure love,
mit dieser reinen Liebe,
and that once that you feel that,
wenn ihr das spürt,
it makes you feel that
spürt ihr,
you're loved,
dass ihr geliebt werdet,
you're loved for you,
und zwar eurer selbst,
and that you're lovable.
und dass ihr liebenswert seid.
That there's tremendous gratitude to the person
Entsteht genau Dankbarkeit,
for awakening that love,
der diese Liebe in euch,
bringing that love, which is actually in you.
die eigentlich in euch ist,
You understand? Bringing the love out of you.
der diese Liebe
And when you feel that way, you feel a tremendous sense of love for the person and gratitude. Then, next stage in this practice, in the atmosphere of that love,
diese Atmosphäre dieser Liebe,
that when you're imbued with that,
wenn du durchdrungen bist,
and then you can think of another person
dann kannst du an jemand anderen,
who didn't love you that much,
der dich nicht so sehr,
but because of your feeling very good, very loving, you can also extend the love slowly, slowly to others, and finally even to your mother or father who you have difficulty with, other, and then finally to your enemy. Because sometimes you see, when you look and see at somebody's suffering,
jemand leidet,
when you tune into someone's suffering,
dich einstimmst auf das Leid eines,
and then we feel compassion, we feel empathy. This empathy is a very precious human quality.
und dieses Einfühlungsvermögen ist
Very.
eine sehr kostbare menschliche Eigenschaft,
This empathy.
dieses Einfühlungsvermögen.
And that sometimes even with people you don't like so much,
Menschen, die wir nicht so mögen,
when they're going through suffering,
wenn derjenige leidet,
if you really kind of feel the pain they're going through, suffering they're going,
Schmerz, das Leid,
your heart warms up, you know.
dann wärmt es dir das Herz.
This is the way to transform your mind also.
So kannst du deinen Geist bereinigen.
Fill your heart with compassion.
Du kannst dein Herz mit Mitgefühl.
Dalai Lama often says,
Wie der Dalai Lama oft sagt,
very movingly once he said,
ganz berührend sagt er gestern,
we think that compassion is something good for others,
wir meinen, das Mitgefühl sei gut für andere,
not for oneself.
nicht für uns selbst.
He said that's a mistake.
Er sagte, das ist,
Because normally you say compassion is for others.
denn normalerweise sagt man doch, das
From my little experience, he said,
aus meiner kleinen Erfahrung,
from my little experience, he said,
bisschen Erfahrung,
when I practice compassion, love and compassion,
ich Liebe und Mitgefühl praktiziere,
my heart is filled with love and compassion.
Herz mit Liebe und
I don't know how much others benefit,
ich weiß nicht, wie viel Nutzen
maybe 50%, maybe,
vielleicht zu 50%,
roughly,
grob gesagt,
but the real beneficiary
aber wer den wirklichen
of your practice of love and compassion,
Praxis der Liebe und des Mitgefühls,
100% beneficiary,
der 100%ige Nutzen
is yourself.
ist man selbst.
You're filled with.
Du bist gefüllt.
Dalai Lama said, whenever I practice altruism
Dalai Lama sagt, wann immer ich
and love and compassion,
Liebe und Mitgefühl,
it really makes one secure, and then all the suspicion all dissolve.
und alles Misstrauen ist
Dissolve. One is more open, and more content with ourselves. You can feel for more others, you know.
man hat mehr Mitgefühl mit anderen.
You understand? And also, sometimes when you think of yourself only,
Wenn du manchmal nur
yourself only,
an dich selbst,
when you're just thinking of yourself,
nur an dich selbst,
your own happiness,
an dein eigenes Glück,
and saying, how can I get on with life? How can I succeed? If you just only obsess with your own happiness
zwanghaft nur an dein eigenes
and completely kind of impervious to others' feelings and, you know, only about yourself,
gegenüber bist,
Dalai Lama says, then you can get locked up
dann wirst du verschlossen,
in this claustrophobic self,
dieser überengen Selbst,
where you not only not end up being happy,
wo du am Ende nicht nur nicht glücklich bist,
but there's no end to problems.
sondern deine Probleme
You begin to be irritable,
du wirst reizbar,
you start blaming others.
anderen Vorwürfe,
It's like saying, how is other people not considerate for my happiness?
warum achten
You begin to shirk your responsibility, blame others.
Verantwortung, gibst anderen die Schuld,
But on the other hand, he said, it's amazing. When you, instead of focusing on yourself,
du statt dich auf dich selbst zu
if you start thinking of other person,
anfängst, an andere zu denken
a concern for the welfare of other person,
und
maybe someone close to you. Sometimes when you have a problem, instead of focusing on your problem, if you start thinking of someone else going through a problem, you're really helping someone else, when you start working for the benefit of others, then Israel Dalai says, what's amazing, not only you're able to benefit others, but really in the process, your own welfare
ist für dein eigenes Wohlergehen
is taken care of as matter of course.
ganz automatisch.
Your own welfare is taken care of.
Wie von selbst ist auch
And also you see one thing
eine Sache,
that I find is that the incredible source of love and inspiration for us
Inspiration für uns,
is for me
ist für mich
personally
ganz persönlich
is my master,
meine Meister
yeah, and the teachings.
und die Lehre.
Incredible about teachings.
Unglaublich an den Lehren ist,
When you look into the teachings,
wenn man sich die Lehren anschaut,
yeah, there's so much love,
da ist so viel Liebe,
so much compassion.
so viel Mitgefühl.
You can see the incredible compassion,
Man kann es unglaublich
like the unconditional love, compassion that Buddha and I can see my master show. It just really melt you,
das bringt einen zum Schmelzen.
and really it's like incredible love.
Eine unglaubliche Liebe.
When my book first came out,
Als mein Buch,
when I was giving a talk in
als
Philadelphia,
Philadelphia,
in the United States, you know.
in Verein.
And people come to me after the talk, they come and thank me for the book,
Daher kommen die
how they helped them transform their life and help family
erzählen, wie es ihren
and people who are dying close to them, how they helped. So many such kind of testimony of gratitude. But one person came to me and said something quite startling.
das war überraschend.
This person said to me,
Derjenige sagte,
I don't know how you did it,
ich weiß nicht, wie sie es gemacht haben,
but the book loved me completely.
aber das Buch hat mich vollständig geliebt.
When the person said that,
Und als die
I
Person
was very grateful to the person
war ich der Person sehr
because this person understood
und diese Person hat verstanden,
this book is about love,
dass dieses Buch von Liebe handelt.
and that tremendous love that comes from the teachings,
Liebe, die aus dem Leben,
which nourishes you,